Hello everyone, this is Professor Amit Solanki from the S&D College of Engineering and Research Center, Yeola. Now today we will discuss the most important topic for the PE subject, Unit 2, DC motor drives. That is the closed loop control of the DC motor drives, right? What is the phenomena? What is the basic relation specification of the closed loop? As you know that in the control system subject, there are two types of controlling. One is open loop and the second one is closed loop. So as we know that in open loop control system, the output has no effect on the input, right? That means there is no any relation between input and output. So therefore, the controlling phenomena is independent of the output. On the other hand, closed loop control system is much more advanced and scientific. Here the output is fed back to the input terminal, which determine the amount of input to the system. In electrical drives, feedback loops are closed loop control system satisfy the following requirements. It provides the protections, enhancement of speed of response, and to improve the steady state accuracy. So these are the requirement for the feedback loop or closed loop control system. In this block diagram, you can see here, in this slide, you can observe the block diagram. There is a reference signal, controller, plant, output signal, and sensor. So this is the example for the one closed loop control system or feedback loop control system. This is more reliable as compared to open loop control system. Now the next one, that is a current limit control. As we know that current limit control, it is also necessary for the electrical drive system. So during the starting, we know if precautionary measures are not taken, there is a chance of huge current flow through the motor circuit. To limit the current and sense the current path to the motor, current limit controller is installed. The basic fundamental concept or objectives to current limit is to limit the current and sense the current fed to the motor. The current limit controller is installed. The feedback loop does not affect the normal operation of the drive, but if the current exceeds the predetermined safe limit, so therefore the feedback loop activates and the current is brought down below the safe limit. So these are the all out concept about the current limit control, why we should install the current limit controller. Once the current is brought down below the safe limit, the feedback loop again deactivates, and in this way the control of current takes place. Okay, the main system is that phenomena is that if current brought down with their safe limit, then the feedback loop again deactivate, and in this way the control of current takes place. These are the objective of this current limit control. So in this diagram, block diagram, you can see here the block diagram for the current limit control, how to install the controller. In that you can see here, this is the reference signal, controller, converter, motor, load, current sensor. This is the current limit control. We can control the current with the safe limit, and this is threshold logic circuit. So these are the specification of current limit control. Now we are discussing about the closed loop torque control. This is another one system for the closed loop control system of the DC motor drives. This type of torque controller is seen mainly in the battery operated vehicles like car, train, right? Where it is applicable, where it is observed, where the battery operated vehicles like car and train. The accelerator present in the vehicle is fixed by the driver to set the reference torque T, right? And the actual torque T follows the torque T star, which is controlled by the driver via accelerator. As you see, you observe in this block diagram, here is also given the how to install, how to control the torque through this closed loop torque control method. Here is torque controller, there is converter, then motor, then load and torque sensor. With the help of torque sensor, we can sense the torque and give the signal to the this reference signal, or we can say that the comparator. In that, they can compare with the torque controller and again rectify or filter the signal and send this converter to the motor. Okay, so this is the concept for the closed loop torque control. Now we are going to discuss the closed loop speed control. What is mean by closed loop speed control? In that we can control the only speed parameter. Okay, so speed control loops are perhaps the most widely used feedback loop for the electrical drive system. Okay, so in this block diagram, you can also see here is that some reference signal, this comparator, speed controller, current limiter, current controller, converter, motor load, current sensor. Okay, these are the, according to that we can control, we can speed by the closed loop speed control system. This is one of the most important controller for the DC motor drive. Okay. Again, closed loop speed control, we can see from the diagram, in above diagram, that there are two control loops, which can be said as an inner loop and second one is outer loop. The inner current control loop limits the converter and motor current or motor torque below the safe limit. The basic function of the inner current loop is to control or limit the converter and motor current. Okay, now we can understand the function of the control loop and drive by practical example. Suppose that the reference speed is omega m star. If we increases and there is a positive error developed, that is del omega m, which indicates the speed is needed to be increased. Now the inner loop increases the current, keeping it under maximum allowable current, right? And then the driver accelerates when the speed reaches the desired speed. Then the motor torque is equal to the load torque, and there is a decreases in the reference speed, that is omega m, which indicates that there is no need of any more acceleration, but there must be deceleration. And braking is done by the speed controller at maximum allowable current. So we can say that during speed controlling, the function transfer from motoring to braking and from braking to motoring continuously for the smooth operation and running of the motor. Okay, so these are the all about the concept of the closed loop control system. In that we have observed the what are the types of closed loop control system. First we have seen that the closed loop control system for the DC motor drive. Then we have seen the different parameters like closed loop control of the torque controller, then closed loop control of the speed controller, and we have also discussed the current limit controller. So these are the basic three types of closed loop controller for the DC motor drive, which have to very useful for the controlling the speed of the DC motor with respect to the electrical drive system. So these are the all about the concept for the closed loop control of the DC motor drive. Thank you.